Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero and pop culture media, and that's of course TV shows, movies, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into this podcast, once you get down there, hit like on the video, or if you are on a podcasting platform, do us a favor and give us a good rating. 5-star would be cool, but whatever you think makes sense. So just support us that way. We really appreciate that. So anyway, Lottie, what's up, man? How you been doing it? And tell me, have you been doing anything nerdy this week?
Well, I've been doing probably one of the most nerdy things you can do I'm playing Final Fantasy. So
That's pretty nerdy. I'm not gonna lie, I've yet to ever play one of those games, so probably never going to. Not in the mood for 100-hour grind.
well, this one from what I heard, and it's kind of pissing off some old Final Fantasy fans. It's short. It's the shortest mainline Final Fantasy game ever made.
Is it Call of Duty single player campaign short?
I believe it's like, I mean, you're not gonna get there. Of course, it's not that short, Maria. But instead of it being like 100 hours, I think it's like you can beat it in 30 hours or something like that.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
well, sounds good. Are you streaming it?
Am I streaming it?
Y-
No, because I'm playing it too irregularly to
Okay,
stream it.
I got
Like
you.
if I was playing it more regularly, I'll stream it, but it's way too irregular.
Right. Well, that's what's up. Yeah, I got on the nerdy front. I guess I'm trying to get back into playing Street Fighter again. I injured my wrist last week, so I couldn't really play. But also
And what happened?
just an accident out in the yard. You kind of you don't know your wrist can't do things until they can't do things. So, but it's all good. I didn't really make a big deal out of it because I was just it's just something I needed to rest up. So. But I'm back. I'm back in the, as you say, back in the game, baby. And also just
Good.
trying to watch some TV and whatever. Started catching the new season of The Witcher, which is all right. It's it's just okay. So, but anyway, we're gonna talk about what we're actually here to talk about, which is superhero stuff in pop culture media. So, and as usual, we are going to start off with our news items. And then we're going to get into the episode 3 of Secret Invasion, that review. So, but the news items for this week, some interesting things like we got a trailer for a Suicide Squad anime called Suicide Squad Isekai. So, what's that all about? We also are going to talk about some rumors for Deadpool 3 about some potential cameos. Comic-Con just can't seem to catch a break. There's going to be another no-show coming straight from the leader of the studio's mouth. Also, Superman Legacy, there's going to be a story element that is going to be missing from Superman Legacy, and I'm all for it. And we're going to talk about the 14-year-old who made the Lego sequences from Across the Spider-Verse, and a little interview that was done with him. And as I said, Secret Invasion episode 3. So, Lottie, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get to it. So, yeah, Lottie, I know you're the anime expert. I used to be that guy probably like 20 years ago. Definitely not that guy anymore. And but I do, I like anime as it is. But I was really, really surprised, or maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was really surprised to see that a new Suicide Squad animated thing was coming out called Suicide Squad Isekai, and very much an anime version of Suicide Squad. And so I watched the trailer, and you watched the trailer, and before I say anything about it, Lottie, as the anime expert, what can you tell us? What is an isekai, and why should we be like hyped for this, or should we be hyped for this?
Okay, isekai is pretty much a isekai is pretty much it's pretty much an anime, pretty much it starts off with like characters living in their regular old life, regular old world. Usually the character has a miserable life. They're like, fuck my life sucks. I hope that I die of, a painless death or whatever. And all of a sudden, that that miracle that they were praying for, that they actually probably weren't praying for, happens. Some guy's yawning behind the wheel and goes like, "Ah, oh shit!" Boom, and knocks them, and they should be dead. Should be dead, but
Instead, they're in a
they,
fantasy realm.
in their fantasy realm, which has now created the one of the funniest memes. Now, one of the best things that came out of Isekai is the meme called Truck Coon. Truck Coon is the most powerful anime villain of all time. Actually, it's a very funny video, guys. I recommend it. It's called Black Air Force Energy Truck Coon. Look it up. It's freaking hilarious. But yeah, so if I had to guess from watching the trailer, um Harley Quinn and Joker were like robbing a bank, and they're like, "Yeah, we got away." And Batman's like, "Joker, look out! What?" Boom! And they're like, "Where are we?" That's my guess of
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah. I'm just assuming that Flash ran into them or something. I don't know. But we saw they're in a fantasy realm and beating up on knights and whatever. And
Hmm.
I have to say, like when you mentioned that, I was like, I know this genre. Even like a lot of you young people probably never seen it, but a show called from the late '90s called Magic Knight Ray Earth, which was literally about three high school girls who get transported to a fantasy realm, and they end up having to like save the realm or whatever. They have special power. It's like what if Isekai but Sailor Moon also. So
Hmm.
I understand what that's all about. I mean, hey, it looks cool. Am I like, is this something I was asking for? Hell no, I wasn't asking for this at all. But I mean, anime Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn could be the most anime girl that's not actually an anime girl. You know what I'm saying? Like she lit. If you dropped her into My Hero Academia, would she be out of place?
No.
Like at all? Like exactly. So I'm with that, and also Joker. I mean, if you have to have an anime villain, he again, you drop him into My Hero Academia. Is he out of place? Like at
No.
all? So, like, dope. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm with it. I want to see what Japanese creators. They are very creative, but also they're kind of twisted and crazy. And then they take two of the most twisted and crazy characters that DC has. I mean, like, this is. Am I wrong? That's kind of a genius idea. I mean,
No.
I'm
I
just.
mean, the last time we saw Japan make an anime, make an anime based off of superhero stuff. They created some really good anime. Like the Iron Man anime was really good. The X-Men anime was really good. The Blade anime was fucking god tier, and the
But
Wolverine anime was
and
great.
they did Batman Ninja.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm with this. Like, let's go. Let's. In fact, I say let's have some more of this shit, man. Just like do like they did with the Marvel characters, go into DC and make something cool with it. You
hmm
know, let's see what they can do. So. Anyway, it was a real quick teaser, so we'll check that out when we get some more information. Deadpool 3, as if you can believe it, it is filming, despite the fact that the writers are on strike and they can't ad lib, and also despite the fact that maybe in the next week or so there might be an actors strike. We'll see about that. But in the last few weeks, we've been hearing all these rumors about what the heck is this movie about. And of course, it's going to be Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine respectively. But I've heard tell that there may be some cameos, this is a multiverse movie. I'm assuming there may be some serious cameos, and one of them could be Channing Tatum, who Lottie. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but when before Fox was bought by Disney, they were trying to do a Gambit movie, and Channing Tatum was going to be Gambit.
Yeah, I remember that.
And of course, you know, in the meantime, that's been totally axed. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, the X-Men aren't even real anymore. I ask anybody at Disney, they're like, X-Men, who's that? I never heard of those before. Oh, we own those characters? Oh, maybe we should do something with them in 10 years.
They act like they're Baltimore.
They who must not be named. Yeah. The only X-Men that seem to get any love are Charles Xavier, Wolverine, and fucking Deadpool. So I think look, Channing Tatum showing up as Gambit, why the hell not? It can't be any worse than, you know, whatever versions of characters they had in Wolverine Origins. So why not? The one that I'm really excited about, though, because this is a multiverse thing, is that this is just purely a rumor, but some fans over in London got a picture with none other than Owen Wilson, aka Mobius from the TVA, you know. And so the Times Variance Authority's very own Mobius could very well be in this this movie. Lottie, you know, you hear all this. You think this is really likely? You think it's likely that we'll get one or both of those? And does that mean that the TVA is about to get all up in Wade Wilson's business?
I'm trying to think how I should feel about this, because this is all just coming rather quickly. One moment we're hearing this movie's not coming out anytime soon, and the next moment we're like, oh, this movie's almost done.
Well, it's supposed to come out. Remember, they moved it up. It's supposed to come out next summer.
That's what I'm saying. It's just it's like, wow, like,
yeah,
okay.
Or no, dude, you gotta do it right. It's like, wow, like
Wow.
Luke Wilson. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's kind of like, it throws me off a little, because I'm like, I'm like, we shouldn't even be talking about this movie. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this movie's about to come out like a year from now. Damn. It's the TVA being, and it makes sense. I mean, is Wade Wilson causing disruptions to the timeline? That'll be fucking hilarious.
Well, he did have.
Well, he already did.
Yeah, he has a device that lets him travel around. So, and he can travel. We know he can travel in multiverse because he killed Ryan Reynolds in an alternate universe before he could sign on for Green Lantern. So we know that's definitely a real thing. And I think people are starting to think that maybe this is Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. The comic in which Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. He kills all the heroes. And so there could be even more cameos. Like, I mean, I just wonder. Now, Lottie, seriously, I'm starting to feel like there's a cameo. I don't want to call it fatigue, but like definitely an overuse of cameos in these superhero things now that we have the multiverse. I mean, am I wrong about this? Like, the Flash went hard on that. So did Multiverse of Madness. I mean, and the biggest culprit of all being Spider-Man, No Way Home. So are they doing too much?
I'll say of all the ones, Spider-Man No Way Home was actually by far the best of it, and I don't knock Spider. It's a lot of in the community now. Everybody's like saying Spider-Man No Way Home caused all this. All the characters that were considered cameos were a part of the story, so they're not cameos. They were actual characters. Now, Flash and all this other stuff, fuck yeah, those are cameos. Some of them dudes you don't even know who. If you're not a deep cut fan or born in the damn 1960s, you don't even know who the fuck those people are. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are cameos. But I will say this: if they're part of the story, I don't mind it. If it's just to say, hey, you remember Halle Berry being Storm? There's a picture of her right there. Oh, come on. Don't do that.
Or like in Deadpool 1 where he was like, we're at the X-Men, we're the X-Men, and they just closed the door on.
Yeah.
If they do it like that, I'll laugh. But I'd love to see Channing Tatum in there. We'll see Gambit, probably the only time we'll ever see him in live action. Because like seriously, no one's rushing to put Gambit in anything. And I can't wait to hear that horrible Louisiana, Cajun accent. I mean, I'm living for that moment. So I'm hoping that this is real. But we'll see. We'll let you guys know if we get more information. So, Lottie, Comic-Con cannot get a break this year. Comic-Con, remember, it was just this huge thing. Like every year, 200,000 people go to San Diego. We're going to see all of the nerd stuff. We might even see some comic book stuff, but for real, TV shows and movies and superheroes and Hall H was going to be lit. I think the kids say lit now, right? It's going to be just, everything was going to be awesome. But then the pandemic, right? Pandemic set in, and dang it, we can't go to Comic-Con because it's already a disease magnet anyway. It's a cesspool anyway. With COVID, we definitely can't do it. So over the past few years, Comic-Con sort of went away, and then it kind of came back last year. And Marvel went out there and just like went ham, right? It was like, look at all this shit we're about to do. And then like a couple weeks ago, we found out that Marvel was like, nah, we're not doing it this year, right? And Lottie, not just Marvel, but almost every major studio was not going to show up. There's not like no Universal, no Paramount, no like Netflix isn't going to be there. Like all of these people, they're not spending the money to come to Hall H.
It's starting to sound like what it sounds like, man.
What's that?
E3.
Either. Yeah, because you remember, like, all of these things they cost money. This is marketing budget. And let's just be honest, this year's not a great year for the studios. Even though there's been some real gems, some real money makers, but so far hasn't been that great for studios. But also, they're not getting as much bang for their buck because people like us are sitting up here talking about all of this stuff already, right? And we're getting leaks and everything. But I think one of the final dominoes to fall came in the form of James Gunn responding to someone on Instagram, I think it was Instagram, saying that he was not going to be at Comic-Con this year, which probably means that DC's not going to, DC Studios isn't going to be at Comic-Con this year, which to me means that Comic-Con just fucking lost. Am I wrong about that? Like, I think they just lost because, like, seriously, no Marvel, no DC. Most of the major studios aren't doing any kind of thing. What the hell is going to be in Hall H this year? What are they going to do on Saturday with none of the major studios there?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's literally, man, it's becoming to the point that it's not. It happened. It's already happened in the video game industry, and then now it's just happening here. Just like you said, we live in an era where we can just get news easily, and here's the problem with, I think, the gaming industry. Well, the gaming industry will be a lot easier for them to make a comeback. It's just E3 and all these people just don't want to put in the effort to do it. Comic-Con is going to be hard because, I mean, right now we're all-time low when it comes to excitement of superhero movies. I won't say all-time low. In the last 10, 15 years, we're at a low when it comes to excitement for superhero movies. So them going like, hey, if you come to this con, you can watch the first 20 minutes of this movie that we have coming up. It's not gonna move. Yeah. That's not gonna move the needle. You know what I mean?
Just for people like, oh, it's mid. It's mid, and also look at those horrible CG. I want me to ask this: what the hell's the point of sneak previewing anything nowadays when that's the sort of shit you have to deal with?
Yeah. So it is what it is, man. It's just part of the experience now. But hey, they get paid a lot of money for this stuff, so
Yeah. Well, one thing I did notice though, that the actual comics, DC and Marvel, are going to have a major presence there. They are going to have panels. They are going to be talked. So Comic-Con is going to actually be about comics for a change, instead of all this pomp and circumstance around, directors and actors and studio heads. And I'm actually more interested now because it's been a long time since that aspect of fandom has actually been anywhere near the forefront. And let's be honest, without the comics, what the hell do the studios have to work with, right? Nobody's really making an original story. Like, look, think of everything that's coming out for Marvel next year. Deadpool 3, it is definitely going to be pulling from comics, right? Think of everything. What is it? The Marvels, that's pulling from some comics. Like, we're watching Secret Invasion, that's a comic. Like, everything that's coming out is pulled from comics. And hell, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, that's definitely from relatively recent comics. So I think it's about time that the industry refocus and redirect attention back to the comic books, because I think maybe something that's sort of missing from the fandom is a lack of connection to these characters, because just a lack of understanding or knowledge of these characters. And that used to be that the MCU could drive people to learn more, and now they're just not doing it. So this might be a good time to recharge and reset and get people excited again for characters and new new storylines that are going forward. So I'll be very interested. But yeah, no, DC, this is a blow to Comic-Con though. Like, are they losing their mystique is my question. And as you said, can they get it back? It might be a little hard. So I don't know. We'll see. But we'll let you guys know more about what's going to be happening at Comic-Con this year. We are definitely going to cover it, even if the studios are just light on the ground there. We're definitely going to talk about it in a couple weeks. Speaking of James Gunn, Lottie, he was again on social media, I think, or it might have been an interview, and he was talking about Superman Legacy. Everyone is asking him all these questions about Superman Legacy. Dude, just go on any social media where he's just like posting something, and it's literally, it doesn't even matter what it's about. He could be talking about Guardians 3, and the first thing people say is, well, who's going to be Superman Legacy? What's the story? Well, they're asking him everything. Everyone's super excited, which I don't know about you, like, that shit's strange to me. Like, don't y'all just want to watch the damn movie? Am I being weird about that? Why are y'all asking all these damn questions about the movie? It's going to come out eventually, and then you'll find out. Like, what is with people wanting to get this information ahead of time? It's crazy to me. Like, what is the point?
It's been because Maurice, it's been over 10 years since we had a Superman movie.
Oh, I get that. I'm just saying, maybe just wait until it's out, and then you'll know.
But they've waited. But here's the thing: they've waited. It's been 10 years, man. Honestly, they have every right, not really James Gunn, but to ask DC about it, because it's been 10 years. Now, if it was like 5 years I'll agree. If a kid born in 2013, it's 10 years old, man. It's been 10 years. It's like the same thing of Nintendo fans. Anytime there's a new Nintendo thing, you know what they ask? Where's Metroid Prime 4? Because you know why? They announced that game all the way back in 2016. It's been 7 years.
Nintendo's like, what's a Metroid? But hey, check out this new Mario thing we're doing.
That's the number one thing. One thing. Every Nintendo. Every Nintendo. Where's Metroid Prime 4?
Metroid.
Because
we don't even know what a Metroid Prime is. That sounds fake. Sounds made up.
You know what I mean? It's just it's not James Gunn's fault. It's DC's fault.
Yeah.
It's DC's fault for their incompetence of handling their number one freak. Imagine if Nintendo didn't make a Mario game for 10 years. And I'm not talking about like a mainline. There is not a single Mario game for 10 years. That's what it's like.
I think Nintendo would implode.
But you see what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying? That's literally what it's like. Like, because I understand why they asking, because it's like, God dang, hey, that's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. The number one thing that I care about of this universe is that Superman movie, and I agree. If that Superman movie is not good, that DCU is dead. The
Yeah,
James Gunn DCU is dead.
yeah,
That
true.
that Superman movie got to be good.
Well, they were asking him as usual, and he actually, they were like, "Are you gonna show Superman's origin again?" He's like, "Nah, we've seen that enough." And you know what I say? Thank God. Um, for real. It's just like with the most recent Batman, the Batman, Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. Oh my God,
Hmm.
if I had to see the fucking Waynes get murdered one more damn time, like I'm over it. Look, I know what happened. Don't need to see that shit again. By the same token, how many fucking times can you watch Krypton get blown up? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, so he's just like, no, we're gonna skip all of that. We're not gonna show him as a kid in Smallville or anything like that. You know, he's a young man who's already working at the Daily Planet. I'm like, thank God. Like, like, can you imagine? They're like, oh, we're gonna do Superman, so we got to cover his origin and there. Do we not? Do we have to do that again? Like,
Hmm.
everyone fucking knows what's up. Like, I don't know about you. I for one co-sign that times a million. That's great. I can't that you're already starting off right in my eyes. I don't know. Lottie, am I on the right track?
I completely agree. We don't need to see another Superman origin story.
So
I
gee, Mr. White, can I have a job? Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see that again.
I completely agree. Them not doing it's like the same thing with when they were doing home when they introduced Spider-Man. Are they not doing the Spider-Man thing? I'm like, bro, did you not see Uncle Ben die in 2012?
What
Did
yeah, what's this fetish with watching Uncle Ben get murdered? Like y'all get over that.
I mean, come on, man. Uncle Ben can only die so many times before he. I
But
mean,
I mean,
sheesh.
I'm about to say Uncle Ben has died. He has died more times. He's the most killed person in history.
You don't need to like. You don't need to do an origin. You don't need to do. You don't need to do an origin. Like in my opinion, you don't need to do another Batman origin story. It's a good thing they did it with, like you said, the Batman. They didn't do it. You know what I mean? You don't need to. I feel like you don't need to do it with Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman was that popular of a movie. If you make another Wonder Woman movie, I don't need a backstory of Wonder Woman. You don't need a
Yeah.
backstory of Flash. You don't need a backstory of Flash. You definitely need a backstory of Green Lantern. You definitely need a
Well,
backstory for Green
they're
Lantern.
just gonna be like, man, go watch the one with Ryan Reynolds. That'll cover everything, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I think this. I mean, James Gunn. This just gives me more confidence in his writing for this story. If he knows well enough not to do that crap anymore, like we don't need to see it anymore. It's probably not relevant at all. The fact that he's from Krypton and everything, that's probably not relevant to the story at all, except in the most bare, you know, the most bare like relevance at all. So I'm glad we're gonna skip past all of that stuff and just get onto it, get onto the actual action. Um, somewhat related. This is a rumor though. There's a rumor though that the Authority might be in this thing. So this might really be like something I really want to see, which is the contrast. I'd almost say it's a bit of a swipe at Snyder, but I know that's not true because James Gunn wouldn't do that. But kind of a swipe at the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, we need some grim, dark, gritty action, superheroes for our universe, and Clark Kent, aka Superman, is not that guy, right? And to kind of see him at odds with the Authority, I actually think that it would be awesome. If there's already, because as my understanding is, kind of he's in a world where there are other superheroes already, so he's not the first one. Which again, I think that's a great idea. It's good that Iron Man started off the MCU as the first superhero, but I kind of like the idea of Superman being not the first, but definitely the best, and showing off that why he's the best. So
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll let you guys know.
It's like what's it called? What's the guy's name? It's like the MCU was the best hero was Captain America, and he was literally the last one introduced.
Even though he was The first
He was.
also, but even though technically not really the first, like there's so much going on in there. But yeah, now he was, he's the best
Timeline
one.
wise, yes, but movie wise, he didn't show up until end of 2021. I mean, end of 2011, and the first Avengers came out May of 12. It was the next movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the idea that he doesn't have to be the first, but he is like he represents like a counterpoint to all of these other heroes that aren't necessarily heroic or that not always heroic. So
Yeah.
but like I said, we'll see when we get a little bit more information. That's a couple of years from now, so we got some time, and we'll let you guys know more information when we get it. Now this final bit, I just wanted to throw this in here just for some feel good. We mentioned Across the Spider-Verse, of course, great movie. We're big fans of it. Animation is on point, and a part that I think we mentioned before that the Lego part of Across the Spider-Verse was animated by one person. In fact, one young man, only 14 years old. This guy is literally the same age as my daughter. So, very impressive. This kid learned Blender and everything in order to make that, and sort of did a job interview by making a trailer of this, Across the Spider-Verse in Lego, and then literally getting a job. So there was just a little interview, a little minute and a half interview, talking with this kid, and we had to talk about him. You know why? Because as black nerds, as blurs ourselves, we got to shout out and give props to fellow blurs who are out there doing their damn thing. And this kid did that damn thing. The Across the Spider-Verse is killing at the box office as usual. It's over $611 million now, and continuing to grow. But having a part in a blockbuster movie like that at the age of 14, that's damn amazing. And like I said, we got to shout out blurs everywhere whenever they're doing their damn thing. And Preston Mutanga just killing the game. So Lottie, I mean, come on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was born here, but I think his parents are Nigerian. I think that's right. So you got double reason to give this kid all the props.
I mean, it is what it is, man. We Nigerians, we take over. This isn't new, man. This is how we do it. But on the real though, it's really cool what this kid is doing. That he's already he's already in a a big time animated film like that. I'm already sure when he first told his dad, I want to animate. What? You want to do what? Get the real job, boy. Now,
do your homework.
He's probably like,
he said, do your homework.
Now his dad is like, that is my son.
That's real though. I love that story, and if you look at it, just an average kid, but just you can see. I think the thing is when he talks about it, you can see the passion for the art. You see the passion for animation. People are like, man, just make sure they don't screw you over and have someone looking at, and that's true and all that. But I just hope he doesn't get jaded by the industry. That he just like I said, there's that passion, that fire, just wanting to learn more and be better and just humble and everything. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I would love that. I hope that his parents don't push him to join studios this quickly. It's good that he worked on this movie, but in my opinion, I think he should do his own independent projects first.
Right.
Work on, get a YouTube channel and animate stuff that you want to do.
Right, and he definitely does have a YouTube, and it's of course it's blown up in the last month and a half.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't go and join a studio. No, not right. He's only 14. He has his life hasn't even began to start. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even think about joining a studio or anything like that, unless you really have to. You know that spider this thing was what got you off the ground. Use it, man. You make your own independent stuff.
Yeah.
You know that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine. I mean, he's got a resume. He's gonna go to animation school. I would assume he's going to animation school, and he's got plenty of expertise. Now because of years of just working at it, and he's got a few more years of school before he can graduate. So, like, in other words, I'm just saying we're gonna keep an eye out on this kid because I think in 5-10 years he's gonna be directing. He's going to be out there making it happen and like really making some groundbreaking stuff. And plus, can you imagine? He was talking about getting storyboards and everything from them. He's learning the process. He's got animators who've been in the game for a long time that he can talk to. He's got I mean, come on. Like I said, Preston Mutanga. I'm keeping an eye on this kid because I think we're going to see some great things from him in the future. And if I swear if they don't get him for Beyond the Spider-Verse, criminal, just criminal. So anyway, congratulations to him again, and we're going to keep an eye on it and let you know more in the future. So that's all of our news. Actually, you know what? I did forget one news item for this week. It's going to be real quick. Lottie, let's talk about box office real fast. We'll talk about the bad. I know I said we weren't going to talk about Flash again, but we will just to say, good God, in terms of money, dumpster fire. It did horrible. It is probably, they're saying it's
Didn't
probably,
they give up on it?
Well, yeah, it's coming out on streaming in like a couple weeks, I want to say.
Yeah, they pretty. I heard they've already pulled like advertisement. They pretty much
Yeah.
they're like this movie's not gonna.
It is as of now 247. It hadn't even made $250 million. It did better than Shazam 2, but it costs way more than Shazam 2. They're talking about it's probably going to lose the studio $200 million. Huge L. And which again, that sucks because I think the movie is actually pretty good. So I just more proof that the DCEU is dead, like DED dead, and which sucks for Aquaman and probably for Blue Beetle also, which are coming out. Blue Beetle in August and Aquaman towards I think in November. But yeah, just absolutely.
I think James Gunn. Blue Beetle's not going to do that well, but James Gunn put a massive fire extinguisher by saying it is part of the new DC.
Yeah.
Woo, if he didn't do that, that movie probably would have been worse than freaking what's that movie? Captain? No, not Captain. Shazam.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the thing is, let me say this. This is emblematic of more than just like, look, yeah, there's Ezra Miller, sure, but this is actually, I think this is actually a function of stupid streaming strategies. That I think streaming strategies are killing movies like this. Movies that are, good, even like really good, but not great. Run out to go see it, And so the Flash, and I think even Shazam too, and not just those, but even stuff like the Little Mermaid, which is doing fine, but could be doing so much better, right? Or Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. These are movies which should be doing so much better, and are not because of streaming, because they're good but not good enough to make people have to get up and get out. And that's really unfortunate. And like, again, The Flash is a good movie. It's not moving the needle. And yeah, the DCEU being dead probably didn't help either. So anyway, Flash, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just like a huge flop. But the other one we want to talk about, as usual, not Guardians, but Across the Spider-Verse. Over the last weekend, it was I think it was. Did it go back into number? I want to say it got back into number one spot for the last weekend, the July 4th weekend. I might number three because there was a couple other new releases, but it did quite well. It's climbed up to 600 as of now, $613 million, including July 4th and everything, and just continuing to chug along. It's not gonna get 650. It just isn't.
I don't. I'm gonna tell you
have
this
enough
right
juice
now.
for it.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That this movie's making a lot more money. That they haven't been reporting again the international box office since I think June 21st. I've looked at it. That movie is easily 700 to 800 million. I'm telling you, from people that I know that are in Nigeria, in Europe, that movie's doing a lot better than what is being reported. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Do not be surprised when it's all said and done. That movie made over 750 million. I'm telling you. Trust me on this one. They haven't been reporting the box office since they updated it to that 200 something million. I'm telling you, man, that movie is doing really good. I don't know why, for some reason, for Across the Spider-Verse, they're just not updating the international box office often at all. Like probably every 2 or 3 weeks they update it.
Right. I mean, there are some territories they're not reporting. I don't know. I'm going to say, because then this is based purely on where it is in the domestic box office. Because it's pulling in, I think over the last weekend, I think it pulled in let's see. It says from June 30th through July 4th. It pulled in 17 mil. Well, shit, that's not bad, but that of course is including, a few extra days, holiday days. So, I mean, that's quite good. I'm just not quite sure. I'm not sure if it has another like 35 million in it domestically, but I could be wrong. Hey,
From domestic, I completely agree with you. I don't think it's doing that well domestically. I think this movie is doing way better overseas than what is being shown. I think this movie's doing way better domestically than what. I mean, not domestically, internationally, than what we think is doing here.
Yeah.
I really think
but
so.
still, like the last weekend, not counting the July 4th holiday, $12 million. That is, look, in week 5, that's fucking great. Like it's doing better. Like, Flash fell way the hell off. Transformers fell off. Indiana Jones just came out over the last weekend. And, it was number one, absolutely, but still, 12 million up against Indiana Jones, that's phenomenal. So
yeah,
this movie's killing. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna say it, and I think you'll co-sign with me. Assuming Across the Beyond the Spider-Verse is as good or better than Across the Spider-Verse, $1 billion movie.
they're gonna make a billion.
I'm calling a billion. I'm not gonna call Mario billion because Mario billion is like its own thing, but I'm definitely calling a billion at least. I think it actually may approach Black Panther, the first Black Panther, in terms of
it's gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you.
So we're gonna see, but like we're gonna keep. I just want to keep on keeping up with this Across the Spider-Verse box office. So we will definitely let you guys know how it continues to do. So that actually is all of our news for this week. But maybe we forgot something. Maybe we missed out on a good news item, or you just had something to say about what we were discussing. So anyway, get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. All right, Lottie. So let's get into this review of Secret Invasion Episode 3. Secret Invasion continues to scroll along. They're scrolling down, if you will. I'm trying to think of other puns that involve scrolling. But in the previous episode, we saw a lot of people really giving Nick Fury the business. Is that the episode was entitled Promises, the new episode entitled Betrayed, and the people still giving Nick Fury the business. And Lottie, I feel like he's earned some of that. But also in this episode, we have Gaia. She's still sort of rolling with Gravik, and we're trying to see where her angle is. Gravik has a meetup with Talos, and let's just say doesn't go great, right? And also there's a major terrorist act that is afoot, and so and we see Talos kind of doing his thing. It's like maybe redeeming himself a bit. So Lottie, without spoiling, we're getting the spoilers real quick soon, but how do you feel about this episode, and how does it make you feel about the series in general?
I still didn't. This episode still kind of drug for me a little bit. I felt like after a certain point, the Nick Fury bashing started getting to. I'm like, okay, all right. It was cool at first, like it was cool, but now it's like, all right, you guys are y'all just beating the dead horse at this point. Now you're saying like it was just like, okay. No, you're saying Nick Fury was not a good spy until I'm like, y'all could chill out with that. Yeah, like you're going like
Talos,
you already stabbed him in the heart. You're pretty much just stabbing him in every organ afterwards.
Talos was like, "You super spy, you're pretty mid this." I was like, "Man, Talos, did you have to do that?" Like, it was. But to be fair to him, Nick was pretty hard. He's pretty hard on him in the previous episode, and then came with his hat in his hand to him, like. I mean, yeah. It's so you're saying it's just still more slowness.
It's still a little too slow. And then, not spoiling anything, I feel like there was another meaningless death, and I'm just like, why?
What was it? Was it though?
I feel like it was meaningless. I
feel like he failed to do the thing that you're supposed to, which is double tap. So I learned that from Zombieland. So yeah,
it's even with that, it's just like why? And then here's my other thing is that what I don't understand is how does a Skrull not know a Skrull?
Yeah, he's getting
that kind of was like
losing his touch.
I was like, how did you not know that?
Yeah. Well, we did get that really cool, and this is not a spoiler. We got that really cool scene that we saw from the trailer months ago, where everyone turned into Gravik. Which again, you just ask yourself, like, how the hell you not know that there's nothing but Skrull? Like, you guys of all people, you as a Skrull, you should be the first person that'd be like, yeah, there's a Skrull in this bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what kind of I'm like. How do you not know your own people? Like, you should know immediately. Like, yeah, all of these are Skrulls. He got up and was like, "Oh man, they're Skrulls." How?
It's like who could have thought that there could be Skrulls in here?
A guy that doesn't play fair. It's just a little few things like that. It kind of just takes you out of the show a little bit. That you're just like, come on now. Of course he'll know what a Skrull is. And then, the whole thing with Nick Fury's wife, which it's not really spoiling, but she decides it's just like you said. She literally was just like, I feel like being black one day. I'm like, oh, God. Oh.
Which let me say, I like the character, but I'm just like, are y'all trying to hide or what are y'all trying to hide her intentions or not? Like, what? I don't understand this. Like, she's transparent as hell, like, about what's going on, and I feel like Nick Fury knows that too. Like, I feel like he's like, yeah, I know some shit's going down, but you are my wife, and you do occasionally turn into Jennifer Lawrence for me, so I will allow it.
Oh my God.
I just say Jennifer Lawrence because she was Mystique, so. So anyway, yeah, look. I'm with you. Like I keep watching this show and I'm like, when is shit about to pop off? I keep asking myself, when is shit about to pop off? Like there are definitely some cool moments in this. Like Talos redeems himself in many ways, but he's also a bit whiny too. He's like, I'm like to a point where Nick's literally just like, we're here. I don't know. I just waiting for you to finish saying what you had to say, dog. I'm like, oh man, like he literally just did you like that. But the whole, like, I knew, like, the way the episode like kind of plays out towards the end of it, you know, with the death you were talking about, I was like, oh, I mean, like, I don't understand how that character didn't see that coming from a mile away. Like, I was like, oh, so he's just trying to like smoke out the rat. Well, obviously this shit right here was obviously a way to make it happen. And like to the point, I'm just like, are you sure you've been a spy like ever? Remember when Talos was like she learned from her mother. I'm like, her mother sucked then because she fell for the stupidest trap, like the most obvious trap possible.
I was like, he's clear because, like you said, it's quite obvious. I knew from, like you just said, I knew from a minute. I'm like, yeah, he's specifically doing this so he could catch the rat. I was like, they had to do something or cause nuclear war or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, did you work for, like, who? Where'd you learn your spycraft? Because you are terrible at it. Yeah, it's. Look, we got to get into spoilers so we can actually talk about this. I thought the episode was fine. That's probably better than the second one. But I want this to actually, I don't know, fucking do something. Get on to what you're supposed. If we're watching a movie, if this is a 6-hour movie, we're halfway through it, and I'm just like, I don't know what y'all are trying to do except Super Skrulls. That's about it. The only thing
I don't understand what's really what.
Like where we're headed, and why is Nick Fury so damn flippant about everything? Like, it's even when he's begging for help, you know, humbling himself, if you will, it still feels very flippant. Like you're like it's all good, everything's cool. I'm like, no, man, I need more immediacy. I don't feel like the world's at stake right now. I feel like Nick Fury's pride is at stake, but I don't feel like we're in trouble, you know, like at all.
No,
And I don't feel like the Skrull plot, like, I don't feel like Gravik is just like, yes, we're definitely, he's like Dr. Claw, I'm definitely going to be taking over the world, but let me take a time to get some tea or something. No, bitch, go do your thing. Like, you have all these sleeper agents that look like anybody. Like, why is everything taking so long? Why is this imminent takeover of the world? You know, the setting off the dynamite that starts everything off. Why is it taking so long? Y'all don't have to have such a long, you know, trail of gunpowder to this bomb. Just go ahead and light that bitch. I'm just saying. Anyway, so there we go. That's our non-spoiler. So we're gonna get into spoilers now. If you have not watched the episode, I don't know why you're listening to this review, but hey, go watch it and come back and listen to us. So. Lottie, the death of Gaia, the quote death, she's not dead. I don't give a fuck what you say. She's not dead, but she looks possibly dead. But the lead up to it could be the most, like, it's like Inspector Gadget, like walking into Dr. Claw's trap. I mean, you're just like, literally anyone else could have seen it, but no. Talos was like, oh, good job, Gaia, you gave us the information. I'm like, if you just know how fucking transparent Gravik was in telling her this shit that he wanted her to know to see if she was the mole. Like, I was just like, how about don't tell them what to do about that? That's just crazy. But anyway, you were saying.
And now she just fell off of the damn thing when she saw some damn headlights. I'm like, how long are you sure you know how to ride a motorcycle? Because the car was far away, man. That car was not like it was like right up on her and she barely dodged it. It was just like headlights turned on. What the? I'm just like, what?
She's like what a terrible spy. Why did she run through the woods or something like that? Like, I don't. Ugh. Look, and here's the weird thing is I actually like Gaia as a character, but like, what is I like? Why would you fall for that? She's like, oh, well, my man he's the most fucking secretive person, but now he's just like talking about shit that you don't know about around you. That's a red flag. Like, don't report, don't do anything about that.
Exactly.
That said, the whole bit about Talos and Nick running up in that Skrulls house and like kind of holding him hostage. In this episode, we kind of see a little side of Talos we didn't really know about. When he stabbed Gravik in the hand and was like, "Bitch, I will snap your head off if you talk about my daughter again." I was like, "Okay, I see you, dog. I see what you about." And then proceeds to be like real lame ass when they infiltrate the fucking house. Like, yep. I was like, "What is he good or not? Like is he a useful agent or not? Because I don't know right now. He seems very, very much like the plot is dictating whether or not he's worth a damn. Am I wrong about that?"
I remember like one reviewer said they were like, this whole show will be over in one or two episodes if Fury and Talos weren't so incompetent. And I'm like, I have to agree. I have to agree. Because my God, it's just like one moment they're like, I'm badass. The next moment,
how does the gun work? It's jammed. Oh shit.
He stays the same after he barely got away with being the guy. First of all, that's another thing. It's just so are they is Marvel trying to say that what's it called? Skrulls can't tell from another Skrull? Because remember, Talos what's it called? Got those other Skrulls too. So is this what they're trying to say in universe? Skrulls cannot tell another Skrull. You know what I mean? Because I was like, damn, Nick Fury, you kind of shooting. What did them guards do? Oh, they're Skrulls.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how the fuck did they not know he was a Skrull? Okay.
No. Nick Fury is like, I don't give a fuck if you're a Skrull or not. I'm shooting you, bitches. That's what that's in his mind.
It's just like sometimes the writers are just. I feel like that right there I feel like it's kind of stupid. Skrulls not knowing what another Skrull is. That's kind of stupid. And then, like you said, making the characters just incompetent so it can drive the plot. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh.
And then we get to the whole thing with the wife, which I actually really liked the stuff with his wife. Their whole little relationship, and again, people giving Nick Fury the business in this. Cool, that he earned it from his wife, because she stuck around while he was dust, and then when he came back, he was just like, nah, I'm not going home. Why bother? I'm just gonna go to space. So I get why she's angry, but I was like, damn, Nick, you're suspicious of your wife? That's pretty messed up. And then she like proves that he's not stupid for being suspicious of her. I'm just. Where
does this go from? Where does this go from? I love Nick Fury. Nick Fury's my husband. We might have Skrull babies together to fuck the planet because Nick Fury wasn't around. Like, what? Yeah. Where is this? And I'm like, how he could have been gone that damn long? He was gone for what, maybe 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
Like,
well, he said, who are you? It's like, I'm the me that before I met you, and I'm like, well, that bitch probably would sell out the whole world just for the Skrull race, and I get it. You're a Skrull, not a human, but like.
But you most likely have half Skrull kids. Most likely.
I don't if they have kids, but yeah, it's fucking. It's not even weird. It's just transparent. Like, it's so transparent that Nick Fury is like, he's basically just like, You're not working for him, are you? Go ahead, go do your thing. It's not gonna bother me. So I'm just like, man, what is that? It's very strange, and this was a shorter episode. I think the episode was like 40 something odd minutes, and for all the stuff that happened in this, where are we? Like, saw no Super Skrulls, no, like, I'm like, what the fuck are we driving at? Is my question.
I mean, it's just like like you said, it's just so confusing. Episode 3, they just subverted World War 3. Our plans are not, but my plans are still going on. What the? You just stopped the nuke. Like, what do you mean your plans are still going? I'm like, what is this? What are they going to do? Drop 1,000 nukes on the planet or something?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I will say though that a highlight, Gravik was the highlight of this episode, mainly just because Kingsley Ben-Adir has finally sort of communicated to me what the hell Gravik's on about. And yeah, he's fucking smart and everything like that, and he's got a lot of people that are very loyal, but his fucking motivations are like, now I see what they are. I'm just like, oh bitch, you just mad. You're not doing this. You're not doing this to just like, yeah, you're gonna get the Skrull race at home. Yeah. But really, you mad at Talos and Nick Fury, and he's just enjoying kind of twisting the knife in them. That now that he's got power and everything like that, to kind of antagonize them. And now that I see that, I'm like, okay, I get it. This shit is personal. Cool. You were a kid. You looked up to them. They sucked, and now you're just like, I'm gonna tear your shit down. Okay, cool, got it. And in that sense, yeah, like I liked what he was doing. I just wish what he was doing was more threatening, because he's like, oh, we're gonna shoot down the UN plane. All right, cool, yeah. We're gonna start World War III. Yeah. Of course you are. Like, fine. If
He sounds like a teenager that's having a damn temper tantrum. If he turns out to be what's his name's son, I would not be surprised.
I don't know. I mean,
I know
not
he's
the
not.
right age.
I know he's not. I know he's not. But it would be hilarious if he turns out if he's like Nick Fury's son, or like his wife's son or something like that. It will be freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And like Nick Fury took care of him the whole time. He's like, where were you, Dad? And I'm just like, oh God, here we go. Because bro, you can't tell me. It sounds like a pissed off son to his dad. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds like it.
He's just like, I'll show them. I'll show them all. Like, you should have taken me to play football. I mean, soccer. You should have taken me for ice cream. Like, I'm like, all right, Austin Powers, chill out. Like, Daddy, I get it. Daddy wasn't there. Anyway, like I said, episode was all right, but like, they have got to, honestly, I really need them to like get to the point. I think that's my problem. Get to the fucking point. I want to know what the hell they're driving at. And if it's just, oh, we're going to have a big Marvel shootout at the end with Gravik, I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just get to it already, I need there to be more than that. And also, I hate to say this, I need fucking Sam Jackson to like step his shit up. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but this Nick Fury is just like, I'm just like, what are you even in this for? Like, when oh yeah, I forgot, we saw Olivia Colman too, her the MI6. Really loved her, even though she's barely in it. Need more her, but I need Nick Fury to like show the fuck up. Right now, he's just kind of like too flippant for my taste, for what's going on. That's maybe why I don't feel like this is all that immediate, or there's any urgency to what's going on. So
yeah.
But anyway, I think that's all of our thoughts on this episode of Secret Invasion. But what did you guys think about this episode, and what did you think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It'll let you guys know when we drop more content. We do not just this podcast, but also reviews. So You guys go check that out. And it's, like I said, subscribe, man. If you're checking this on the podcast, your podcast feed, subscribe there. Give us a good little review. That'd be really nice of you. Trying to get this subscriber count up. I can't believe we're at 189 and we're hovering. I want to get us to 200 soon. So do us a solid. So also, I can't do this by myself. I need Lottie's insight to make the Supercast its absolute best. So, Lottie, where can they reach you on social media?
Oh yeah, you can always find me on my Instagram, which is doing quite well actually. I'm 85 followers away from 1,000. I've been getting like a fury of followers. Like I got in the last four or 5 days, I got like 50 followers. So, please follow me on Instagram. Really trying to get to the 1,000 before my birthday, which is coming up quite soon. I will actually do a really good animation to celebrate the 1,000. So please do that, and also my YouTube channel, which I have a new which you know about, a new animation.
Yes. It's called it's called Chocolate Rain. You should actually make it to that song, Chocolate Rain.
It's actually doing well on YouTube right now. It's sitting at 150 views, which is hilarious. Yeah, if you have time, just leave a follow, a like, a subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching my stuff. I really do.
Yeah, you guys go check it out. Check all of that stuff out. Show Lottie some love. Check out the Cake Twins. Just trust me, and make sure you bring your dollar bills. So anyway, thanks guys for joining us on this episode 108 of the Supercast. Really appreciate you guys joining us. Come back next week. We're going to be talking about plenty more superhero things going on in the world of TV show, movies, video games, all that good stuff. Till then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.